Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here on the NOFSRL channel. Haven't been here in a long time, first time in 2021, and a pretty big weekend here for the NOFSRL as we finally conclude the 7th season of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. We began this all the way back in August, and we will finally be completing it this weekend over on AG Racing. Not only that, this is one intense championship battle heading into this event. 8 drivers with a mathematical chance at winning this championship. It is definitely going to be interesting to see how it all goes down tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. We're going to run the night version for a daytime race. But in case you haven't noticed yet, this is the NOFSRL version of Homestead that Trey Wright made for us, and I just couldn't not use it for this truck finale, just all there is to it. But he only has a night version of it, so it's kind of what we're stuck with here. But, like I said, 8 drivers in this championship battle, and a lot of good drivers in this championship battle as well. Coming into this event, Sebastian Kukulon is your points leader. 364 points towards the championship. Fisher G is only 5 points behind. Fisher G had been the points leader for a couple of races heading into the penultimate race last week, and he lost that after none of the guys actually in the championship battle really had a good run at Las Vegas last week. He comes in 5 points behind. Stacy Stickler, who was dominant earlier on in the season, is only 10 points behind. Colton Yo, also dominant earlier in the season, 13 points behind. Joe Arkowski's has kind of been lagging in there the whole time, but he's only 18 points behind. Owen Miles is 22 points behind, and Christopher Altheby 28 points behind, with Alonso, Joe Arvin Alonso, 30 points behind. Now, Altheby was a points leader at one point earlier on in the season. He was kind of battling there with Stickler for that top position, as Fitzwater has stopped on the racetrack. That is a unique situation right there, but more than likely he'll be able to get back out there and get a time in here. And then, of course, you have Alonso there, the only driver outside of Rakowski and Fisher G who have not won races. Actually, I don't think Alphabe's won a race this season. So, 4 drivers in there that have not won races this season. Not that it matters too much. I mean, Fisher G won this championship last year without winning a race, and he may do the same this year. He could easily do the same this year. There he is in the number 25. We'll see where he ends up falling in line here once this all completes out, but all he has to do is finish 6 positions ahead of Sebastian Kukulon. Now, Kukulon does have 2 wins on the season, so he does hold that tiebreaker on Fisher G in case they do tie in points. But for Fisher G, all he needs is 6 positions ahead of Kukulon, and the way these races can play out, that's a pretty easy task. But then you also have Stickler, only 10 points behind, Colton Yo, 13 points behind, and even though it'll be a lot of editing, we will have the points as they run throughout the race tomorrow. At one of the corners, probably the top right corner of your screen. Just so you guys are aware, I'll do that in post, of course, and so you guys are aware of just how that whole championship battle is going on here in this finale race. Got a couple new things here. You'll notice in tomorrow's race, we're going to try some new things out. We're going to try a slightly different intro than what I normally do. You're going to see Free Cam finally play out here for a race on Napa Fan, so I'm looking forward to that. You may notice the ticker is back, the scrolling ticker. I figured out how to make my computer run a lot better, and it was very simple. And I kind of hate myself for not doing it earlier, but the computer and the game run a lot better now, so I'm hoping that even though we do have the ticker, we won't have an issue with the game crashing midway through. If we do have any crashes in tomorrow's race, and I do need to replay them, we are going to do the replays after the event, just to be on the safe side, because I don't want to have to redo a finale race. We actually had to do that a few times with the Chick-fil-A Cup Series finale last year. Don't want to do that again this year, but like I said, at that time, my computer, there's settings in Windows where, you have all these animations when you open up a window, all those things like that. I turned all that stuff off, and I noticed instantly that the game was much faster, my computer was much faster, and I was like, wow, perfect. Now I can actually go into the season and feel confident, and whoa. Speaking of confidence there, not that anything in this session matters except the time you put on the leaderboard, but still, it's interesting what these trucks do around this track. But That's one thing to notice tomorrow. Obviously, the new version of Homestead with the Miami Vice colors. Obviously, Matt Zuck's been real big on those colors. He's been big on a lot of things this year in the NOFSRL, and that's why some of you guys don't even like this league, because he's involved so much. But hey, he's a nice guy when you get to know him, and yeah, he can be a little off on the interesting side sometimes. But hey, you know, we're going to put all that behind us. You know, obviously 2022 was a rough year for the league, but I'm now in charge, and we're gonna make it a good league. And we're going to make it a very welcoming and friendly league as well. We're going to do our best to just try to keep that whole thing rolling. And, yeah, we're looking forward to the coming seasons here, especially here on AG Racing. But this channel will be utilized a lot over the year for all the qualifying, or most of the qualifying sessions that a lot of these guys are going to be doing for their leagues, like Josh's leagues, the Cabela's Cup Series. Trey will probably may use this channel for his qualifying sessions in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Matt will probably use it a few times, because I'm going to use it for all my qualifying sessions for the most part. Obviously, I'm using it right now. Another thing you'll notice tomorrow, we actually have a new intro for the NOFSRL. I'm going to go back to kind of the old one, just with the new series and the new footage and all that stuff. So I've been working on a lot of that stuff today. I also got the scheduled videos done for the Turkey Hill Series and the NOFSRL Cup Series. I still have to figure out when I'm going to upload those, because I don't know if I'm going to do that before or after signups, which will be next week. Hopefully, you guys saw a video, or will see a video today on AG Racing, explaining how the signups are going to be done. Like I said, they're going to be done in the Discord only, and like I said, or will say in that video, mainly doing it to make it a little bit easier on you guys to sign up, because I think the big problem we have when you kind of just do a public sign-up video is that anyone can come in and sign up, essentially, and it makes it a little bit harder. But I think, I want to try to calm those sign-ups down a little bit this year, so that you guys who have been around for so long, and I know will enjoy being in the series and really want to be in the series, will actually get a decent opportunity at being in the series this year. But that's the future. Right now, we got this Turkey Hill Truck Series Championship to decide. And right now, Fisher G is 9th quickest here on the inside lane. That's a very important part here for Fisher G, I should say. And the way they are currently running right now, Fisher G would, in fact, win that championship. Obviously, they're going to have 44 laps tomorrow in the New Era 259. I didn't want to make a new logo for this race, so I just kept the same race name as we had last year. That's the only reason why New Era is sponsoring this race. I'm just lazy. But Kukulon there in 19th. Other championship competitors, the number 91 of Stacy Stickler is... see if I can find her. She's got to be somewhere. I'm looking, but I don't see her anywhere. I know she's got to be out there, because all 36 trucks have collected time. 25th there. Things are moving around there. So Stickler is 3rd in points, 25th right now. Colton Yo, number 83. Colton Yo currently running in the 9th position now, just ahead of Fisher G. But the way they currently run in this qualifying order, Fisher G would still have the advantage. Now, Joe Rutkowski, this is where things could get interesting, because Rutkowski comes only 18 points behind. He has to jump Colton Yo, Stacy Stickler, Fisher G, and Sebastian Kukulon, all by different amounts of points. But you get bonus points for winning the race. I think for the win, you get 39, and then obviously you lead a lap, so it's an automatic 40, and if you lead the most laps in the race, it's 41 points. So keep that in mind. 2nd place gets 35, and of course you get an extra bonus point for leading a lap and another bonus point for leading the most laps in each Turkey Hill Truck Series race. Same points format that we use for National Series and Cup Series this season, and we've actually used that for the past couple of years here on NapaFan. Really like that championship format. If you guys have gotten pushed out, really the only championship competitor that we have inside the top 10 is Joe Rutkowski. I do not see anyone like Owen Miles, Christopher Alphaby, or Hergel Irvin Alonso. All those guys are outside the top 10. Colton Yo is 11th. That's a pretty solid run for him now. Of course, he was already inside the top 10. Someone else moved their way through the field right there. That might have been Chase Buck there in the 35. Who, if he ran the full season, could have easily been a championship competitor here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Did not come to fruition, though, because he came into the series midway through. So he won 2 races this season, and has actually beaten quite a few guys who have run the entire season so far at this point, and will beat a few guys who have run the entire season. So Chase Buck, definitely a great driver. We'll have to see what he does as an owner in the Cup Series next year. We'll have to see if he drives in the Turkey Hill National Series as well. See if my dad can get up there. But Rutkowski still holding on to the pole position here at Homestead. Yeah, I'm trying to see here where everybody is in terms of the championship. Alonso 33rd. Now, Alonso's going to need a lot to happen for him to win the championship. Comes into this race 8th in points, 30 behind, and odds are all those other championship competitors are not going to fall behind. Of course, didn't have a good run in Las Vegas, but odds are, especially with Rutkowski here starting on the pole position, I give my chances to Rutkowski a little bit more as odds are going up for this championship here. And it's interesting because Rutkowski is kind of just kept himself hidden, essentially, in this championship fight this season. He really has not been up there at all, but he's stayed, like, right around that 5th, 6th place in points, top 5, but he's never led in the points so far this season. Hasn't even really come close to winning a race, but this is his opportunity. Will he come in clutch right when it counts? Gonna be interesting in tomorrow's New Era 259, because Joe Rutkowski has just won the pole, and he will lead us to the green flag for the final race of the season in season number 7 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. Joe Rutkowski, Ethan Lewis, Mason Brown, Scott Upton, Landon Smith Jr., the top 5. Championship competitors Colton Yeo and Fisher G, 12th and 13th. Sebastian Kukulon, our points leader, 24th. Not exactly where you want to be as the points leader coming into this event. Rutkowski, the way they're currently running, if I'm not mistaken, actually holds on to the points lead. And you'll see that when the race begins tomorrow when we pop those points up in the corner of your screen. It's going to be interesting to see what Rutkowski can do with that pole position. There the rest of the qualifying results. Other competitors, Christopher Appleby, 16th. Owen Miles is 14th. Watch out for those guys if things get a little crazy. Alonso, however, down in 33rd. Not as good of a starting position for him. So, going to be interesting. Stacy Stickler, another one there, 28th. She comes in 10 points behind. I don't know if she's going to be able to work away from that position. It is a 44-lap race, our longest race of the season, so it's going to be interesting to see if the longevity of tomorrow's race will come into play for some of these guys who are starting in the back towards moving up in the front of tomorrow's event. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys at noon Eastern Time tomorrow, right here under the lights from Homestead. The most unrealistic thing ever, but like I said, I had to use this version of Homestead that Trey made for us, and you'll see that Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest coming up in 2 weeks? No, 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now. Next week is sign-ups. 2 weeks from now is preseason Thunder here from Homestead, and then 3 weeks, Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Joe Rutkowski, your pole sitter here from Homestead. We'll see you guys tomorrow noon Eastern Time for the New Era 259, the finale race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series season number 7. I will see you guys later.